What's up, guys? So if you missed the last video, we just picked up this 2004 Regency Edition Sierra. It's got a 4.8 with a 5-speed manual. It's in pretty rough shape and it's got a bunch of miles on it. So we want to start this series off the right way. So today we're going to be doing a full detail as well as a proper tune-up. Since we got a little heat in her right now, we're gonna go ahead and start by doing an oil change. So let's remove our dipstick, take our cap off, and we're gonna crawl under this truck and see what we find for the first time together. I haven't looked under here. I know it's leaking something. Hopefully it's not transmission. I'd honestly be happier if it was like a rear main. Oh, brother, she's wet. Oh yeah, it's definitely transmission fluid. That's great. So we're gonna, is it leaking at the drive shaft? It's hard to tell. We'll dive more into that, but not horrible. I don't see anything catastrophic yet. Just, you know, a lot of miles and a leaky manual transmission. So, drain bolt isn't completely rounded, but it ain't in great shape either. Let's grab some tools and see what this oil looks like. Let's don't have a disco party, please. Okay, looks pretty fresh, to be honest. Let's get this filter off. I don't think I've ever seen one drain that much oil from the oil filter. That's kind of weird. All right, let's go ahead and prep our filter. Don't ask me why I waited till now to put my gloves on instead of before I got them covered in oil. Make sure you check your filter. Last thing you want to do is install one that's got some kind of factory defect, which I have gotten before. But we were just going to do a little pre-fill on this old girl. Nothing crazy. Get a little in there, and then do saturate your seal. This will help it seal properly, and you'll be able to remove it when you want to do your next oil change. And some smells like gasoline. I noticed that the other day as well. So we've got something leaking fuel. Haven't found it yet, but hopefully we will. We got 6 quarts, Mobil 1, 530 full synthetic going in old girl. We'll give her a quick stab, see what she's looking like. It's right in the dead center of the stick, which obviously we haven't cranked it, hasn't sucked it into the oil filter. But that's looking pretty right. Let's go ahead and fire her up. I'm hoping this tune-up definitely takes care of that. Sore. Sore. Yes, sir. Yeah, I know we're out of fuel. Also, we got to check this check engine light, and how hilarious is that? Obviously residue from somewhere that they put tape over it. It's just so they didn't have to see the check engine light. That's freaking hilarious. Let's see what we're looking like. Probably low. Yep, right on the end. Down she goes. As scared as I am to plug this thing up and see how many codes we have, it must be done. Let's see. Hopefully nothing too terrible. I'm betting, I don't even know how many, honestly, it's going to have. 3 codes found. Oh, I want to read them. Go back up. Enter. Stored codes. Okay. O2 sensor heater circuit bank 2. That's no big deal. Knock combustion vibrate sensor. No. Circuit low bank 2. All right, so it's got a knock sensor. Not happy. Evap system vent valve control circuit open. We're just going to go ahead and clear them now that we have record of them, and we'll see what comes back. Erase done. So we're going to go ahead and start with the spark plugs. We'll see if the wires are in good shape. It probably don't help that our freaking filter probably has no air going through it. I cannot wait to replace that. Actually, you know what? Nah, we'll wait. Let's go ahead and get the spark plugs out. So pretty much my goal on this channel is to experience every different V8 available in the trucks. So this is my first 4.8, which is definitely also the roughest truck that I've ever dealt with. Well, aside from my first one, it was like a 91 S10. I bought it with a blown up engine, got an engine put in it, drove it for a bit, sold it for $1,000, and then bought my Tacoma, which turned out amazing. But yeah, currently we got a 4.8, 5.3, and a 6-liter. We've had a 6.2 as well, which was amazing. Did y'all watch Cletus's cheap car drag challenge at Sick Week? I don't know about y'all, but that got me so freaking pumped just to go out and work on something. Like, that was so freaking insane, just swapping the engine, running it same day. Spark plug number 1. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Number 2, number 3, number 4, not looking too great. Let's get the other side. Once again, not an expert on reading spark plugs, so y'all let me know how bad these things look. To my knowledge, wider the head, the leaner it has been, or the hotter. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't really know. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and take this bad boy right here, run to the parts store, get some new ones. And we're back from the parts store with some information. So I'm not sure if these are the original plugs that came in the truck. That would be crazy if they were. But if you flip this over right here, that does in fact say JBA. So these are the original spark plug wires that came with the Regency edition with the JBA shorty headers. So that's pretty cool. I don't want to ditch them just yet. They all seem to be in good condition. They got grease on them. So I'm assuming this is probably not the original spark plugs. They just kept the wires, which if they're still functioning properly, there's no reason to get rid of them. And they are cool. It's part of the Regency. So we're going to leave it on there, dadgummit. But the plugs themselves are no longer available. They have changed. So from the 41,985, why is this not focusing? 41,985, this plug is no longer. It has been replaced with the 41,110, which 5 minutes on Google found me the answer to that, and so picked up some new AC Delco plugs. This is the updated part number for these, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and throw these in there. And then we picked up one more part that I think is going to be the cause for the bad starting. And I guess I should have showed it on camera, but make sure you gap your spark plugs correctly. Well, I know this isn't going to fix our startup issue, but it's going to make me feel a lot better to go ahead and get it knocked out. And that is going to be taking this horribly old, crusty, possibly original air filter off of here. Because I know this thing is crying to breathe. I mean, holy crap. That's so freaking bad. Let's just go ahead and take the rubber gasket off. She's kind of left the chat anyway, so we'll leave her off. Honestly, I probably should have got some cleaner, taken that guy out and cleaned it real good, but I forgot, and I'm not going back to the parts store. What the crap is this stuck in there? She is a wee bit shorter than the K&N. It looks a little small, but it looks clean as well. Like it's gonna actually allow air to go through. So I'll have a link to this guy in the description. We might try cleaning that one because the fabric and everything's probably fine. I just didn't really feel like buying the K&N cleaner kit when I could just get a new filter to drop on here. All right, before we pull the fuel pump, we want to pop the fuse out so we don't have any pressure. Holy crap. At the chewed up acorns in here. Dude, this is a freaking catastrophic failure waiting to happen. That was absolutely insane, but we're looking for the fuel pump relay. Give me this guy right here. So we get this out, we turn the truck over, and it's probably gonna do exactly what it was doing before, but it is not going to eventually crank. It's just gonna sit there and run the fuel out. And then it won't be as pressurized. I'm sure it's still gonna have some stuff come out, but hopefully not explode in our face. All right, so things might be looking promising because there is already some fuel coming out over here, which won't be promising because it's probably missing the seal, but it also could be the cause of our issue. So we're just gonna have to take it off and find out. We got a 5/8 for the little one. And then for the big one, I think it's a 16 mil. I have like 35, 15 mils, which are a little bit too small. And so we're just gonna be adjusting this guy on there and hopefully not have any problems. Hopefully not explode our, oh, why is that? Probably just spin this by my hand. Wow. Shocked that no fuel is running out though. Oh, rats. Y'all could tell by the way that sounded, that did not go how I wanted it to. That's got an O-ring. Hard to tell how healthy it is. There's one there as well. Let's go ahead and get our new filter on here. One side will say out. That's what's facing towards the front of the truck. That's gonna be fuel out. Try to snake this guy in here best we can. Kind of a bind. There we go. All right. All right, she's nice and snug. I'm gonna go ahead, put our fuel pump relay back in, turn the key, and hopefully this thing is gonna fill up and y'all are not gonna see any fuel squirt out. Let's see if she'll crank. Very similar to what she did before, but we're hoping it's just because there's no fuel in that filter yet. Oh, she's hanging on by a freaking prayer right there. Holy crap, that was like one cylinder. Okay, that's much more promising. I think we can pretty much confirm that the output shaft of our transmission is where our fluid is leaking from. You can see right there, all this is soaked. And there she is. So definitely need to look into replacing that guy for sure, because the last thing that we want to do is run this tranny low on fluid and burn her up. So gonna be doing some research about that. So while we let this thing chill out for a bit before trying to restart it to see if our fuel filter actually fixed our startup issue, I say we go ahead and detail this thing. I'm thinking interior first, then engine bay, and then exterior. So I'm gonna show y'all exactly how it is before, just so we see how good it is after, just like we're doing with all the leaks and the poor starts and everything with the truck. That's the project. You see the bad, and then we turn it into good. So probably not gonna fix anything on the interior today, even though there's multiple things that need to be addressed, starting with the freaking mesh wire that's going here. The radio doesn't work. It has no power. It could be as simple as a fuse. It could be a complete wiring nightmare. I'm not sure. This truck has had a system in it, and it definitely has some aftermarket completely blown out speakers, which I'm assuming that the guy before me, or had it before me at some point, they were like, oh, I'm going to check the speakers. But instead of taking the door off like they were supposed to get access to the speakers, they just ripped the mesh off, and that's why they haven't been able to put it back on there. So probably going to have to take the door off to get that back in there properly. But it just needs, honestly, a extreme vacuuming and wipe down with some good products. Thanks to Mothers and Nitto, we've got some good products to get this thing. And this is, I just freaking love this seat. It's leather here. It's like cloth, not suede, but it feels freaking good. It's good. I mean, it's GMT 800. Come on now, dadgummit. But yeah, the windows need wiping down like crazy. It's just, it's gross in here. All right, let's go searching together. I think this is for the other side. Subwoofer and box. We'll hang on to that. Let's scoot this guy forward. All right, ooh. Well, let's go ahead and get this guy out. It's not blown, doesn't look blown, which is sick. Probably put that in there when they were trying to fix the radio and then just never fixed the radio and didn't take it out. Got some brake fluid, so she's probably leaking that, or was low at some point. Obviously, threw all the spare stuff in the back. Got us a scraper, that's cool, because I don't have one of these, so nice little find right there. If we ever need to scrape some stuff clean. What is this? Don't know. Penny, a bloody tissue. I shouldn't touch that. I did, hopefully it's like, does bloody stuff get old enough to where it's not like contagious or contaminations? I don't know. Did the animal live in here? Did they have a small dog? Did they have a Chihuahua living back here?
Hello, bozo.
Because holy freaking crap. Like, that's not rats. That's a dog. Good gracious.
Now that she's all clean, it's time to do a little paint work on this thing. Y'all know we're gonna be professional about it and get this thing right. Boom!
All right, guys, we're letting her get a little taste of some fresh 93. Not that I think that's going to help any, but we're about out of gas, and so I figured we'll let her drink up a little bit. And watch, this truck gonna fire up immediately. First try, no issue whatsoever. Okay, is that another problem? No, she's finally tagged. All right, give me my receipts. Thank you, sir. All right, in we go. If I can find the keys to this thing. Oh, it smells like gas. Maybe there's something, man, I don't know. There's something wrong, obviously. Whether or not it is the fuel pump or it's somewhere in the fuel system, fuel lines, I don't know. But it's definitely losing its prime somehow. But watch this. Don't make me a liar. Okay, not great. Not great. Drink up, suck that 93 in, girl. Become a new vehicle. Fuel pressure is absolutely beautiful. Temperatures, beautiful. Ride quality, subpar. I also got to find somebody with a snap-on scanner tool, because y'all were commenting saying that you can in fact read the mileage from the computer. Run the VIN. Get the history report on it. I don't want that kind of negativity in my life, because it's probably horrendous. 35 owners, 14 wrecks, salvage title, somehow reversed back into a clean title. You never freaking know. We're gonna put it down in third, and we're just gonna ease into it, because I feel like only in third gear we have some kind of miss going on. I take it back. Maybe the spark plugs fixed the miss. She feels pretty freaking good. All right, we're gonna slow down, and we're gonna do it again. A little downshift. Third at 3,000. Oh, it feels good. Fourth. It is by no means remotely quick at all, but it's fun. All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and check her out. She's looking a lot better. We'll say that. She's looking a lot better. It's probably gonna look great on camera in this lighting. Always treats black trucks really good. But she cleaned up pretty nice, especially the interior and the engine bay. It cleaned up phenomenal. The outside, I mean, it's kind of a lost cause, but at the same time, we did get her shined up, at least the fenders and the door. It's kind of the only shiny parts on this truck currently. Didn't spend any time on the bed, but dadgummit, our spray job is looking pretty good. Look at that. Oh my gosh, yes. Absolute win right there. At least it's black and it's not a huge, literal hand-sized rust spot. Also touched up right here on the tailgate. Woo, right there. Oh, golly, looking good. But, dude, forget the outside. Let's look at the inside. It cleaned up so incredibly good. I am stoked with it. Obviously, we got to put pieces back together. We'll take the doors apart and stuff. They probably didn't do that before because they were worried about this ripping off with it, because I think basically this guy's what's holding it on. And we'll dig into it. But, dude, check it out. For 2004 leather that, I mean, look at the rest of the truck. Obviously wasn't taken care of. You saw the hair. This thing, like, probably whoever bought it or whoever owned it before the guy that I had it, or before the guy that I bought it from, they had to have had like a huge white dog or something they just rode around everywhere with. And when the guy got it from them, he just vacuumed out the front portion, because under the seats and behind, absolutely totally white. We're going to have to get that clean at a car wash where the vacuum is really good, but I spent a little bit of time and it cleaned up nice. I mean, these carpets are going to come together really nicely. Our freaking shifter, oh my gosh, it shined up beautifully. Pretty much everything did. We gotta get a new dash cap for that thing for sure. And a headliner, ASAP. What do I hear? Is that deer? Oh, it's a, oh, yeah, nah, I'm getting in the truck. Dogs don't normally bother me, but that looked like a man on a mission. I ain't ready to fight with no, what is that, Doberman? Whatever it is. I'm gonna let him be. Hopefully he don't come back this way. My gosh. Anyways, yeah. Interior, absolutely stupid happy with it. Looks so good, feels good. Doesn't smell good because that stuff stinks, but that'll clear out in a little bit. And dude, it's all shiny. Let's go ahead and check out the engine bay, which also cleaned up really nicely.
Ta-da. I mean, it's not great. I need to go back with some more like cleaner, but that cleaned up amazing. I need to polish that. New filter's looking great. Plugs in there, performing. And I think I found our issue. Y'all know we had an evap code, right? That's usually something to do with, I don't know how to explain it, but I think I found our problem. So I filled up with gas. I'm not sure if y'all have seen that clip yet or not, but I filled her up with gas, and that's gas. So it's leaking from above the tank. If it was the fuel filter leaking, it would just run down the frame and drip out the bottom. It's coming from the top of the tank. So probably all of our startup issues is related to that, as well as the evap. It's probably all related to the fuel pump. It's leaking somehow, some way on top of the tank. So we'll tackle that once we get the bed off, which is probably gonna be the next video. But yeah, that's why I've been smelling freaking gas. And obviously when you put gas in it, it leaks like crazy, which this tube or whatever might just not be hooked up correctly to the tank. And that could be what's making it leak, because we put gas in it and now it's leaking like crazy. And I didn't notice that before, but I did smell gas. So yeah, not exactly sure. All right, guys, well, that's gonna be about it for this video. There's definitely still a ton more things that we need to tackle and replace on this truck. We haven't even looked at the suspension yet, which is definitely a must do. You need to check out your ball joints, your tie rods, all of your steering components, anything that could keep you on the road or off the road. You definitely want to know the condition of them. So we're going to dive into all of that in the next video, where we take the bed off and inspect our frame, where fingers crossed everything is somehow okay. And then of course we're going to tackle that fuel pump, see what's up with the gas tank, all of those things, and then start, of course, getting after those codes, start tackling the knock sensors, which probably need to be replaced, or something that's causing them to act up. Just everything. We have a ton more things to do, but I'm super excited. I'm tickled with how everything went in this video. Cleaned up amazingly good on the inside and the engine bay. We got those fresh spark plugs. I mean, everything that we did really was a must do for getting a new truck. And obviously we opened a can of worms, and now we have a ton more things that we know about needing replaced or repaired. And so if you're wanting to see more of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll see y'all boys in the next one.